Have you ever wondered why that terrifying, sudden pain in the chest, which snatches a person's life away in mere moments, predominantly targets men? What kind of bulletproof armor has nature installed in a woman's body that saves her from this deadly assault? Has the heart attack always been killing humans, or is this a new curse of our modern, comfort-filled world? Just think about our primitive ancestors, hunter-gatherers who fought ferocious beasts in the wild, ate raw meat, and lived every second in the shadow of death. Did they ever suffer a heart attack? Who suffered the very first heart attack in the world? And if nature designed the human body to be so resilient, why are the hearts of healthy-looking 25 and 30-year-old youths suddenly stopping today? Today, we are going to pit the pages of history, the deepest secrets of medical science, and human evolution face to face. Hold your breath, because this isn't just the story of a disease. It is the story of humanity's rebellion against nature. If we dig through history to find the first human harboring the ticking time bomb of a heart attack, you'd be shocked to know it wasn't some modern-day junk food eater. One of the most mind-blowing revelations in medical science occurred when scientists CT scanned a 3,500-year-old Egyptian mummy, Princess Amos Marietaman. Doctors worldwide were stunned because her arteries contained the exact same blockage we consider a modern disease. But if we talk about when this disease became a global monster, we have to look at American history. In 1912, American physician Dr. James Herrick first revealed to the world how a blood clot in the arteries causes the heart to agonizingly stop. And then came that day in 1955, which struck terror across the globe. The then President of the United States, Dwight D. Eisenhower, suffered such a massive heart attack while working in the Oval Office that it sent shockwaves through the global media. That was the moment humanity realized this disease spares no one, not even the most powerful man on Earth. But a massive question arises here. If this disease existed in human bodies thousands of years ago, why has it become so terrifyingly fast and aggressive today? Let's stand our ancestors and modern humans face to face. Go back 100,000 years and look at a primitive human. He runs 10 to 15 miles a day, hunts, climbs mountains. His body only experiences stress when a saber-toothed tiger or a wild bear attacks him. During that terrifying moment of stress, his blood instantly thickens, so if he gets wounded in the fight, he won't bleed to death and the blood will clot quickly. His blood pressure skyrockets so that every single muscle can fight or flee with full force. As soon as the danger passes, his heart calms down and his blood returns to normal. Now look at today's modern human. We sit in a chair for 10 to 12 hours. No wild animal is chasing us, but the stress of our boss, our mortgage, and our careers runs in our minds 24/7. Our body is still reacting the exact same way that primitive humans did. Our blood is thickening. Our arteries are constricting, preparing to form a clot, but we aren't fighting. We are just sitting on a couch, staring at a screen. Even if our ancestors had some arterial blockage, their extreme physical exertion caused new arteries to form around their heart, allowing the blood to forge its own new path. But we stopped moving. We started putting garbage into our bodies, stuff that our bodies, over 2 million years of evolution, were never built to digest. We have hacked the robust evolutionary system of our own ancestors, and now, confused, that very system is killing us from the inside. Now we come to the biggest, most terrifying question that keeps scientists worldwide awake at night. Why is the heart attack such a massive enemy of men? How do women escape this web of death? When you learn the truth, your mind will be blown. Nature made a massive, cruel discrimination when creating humans. From an evolutionary perspective, to keep a species alive on Earth, the role of women is paramount because they give birth to life. Therefore, nature sent women into the world wearing a magical shield from birth, the hormone estrogen. This isn't just a hormone, it's a biological shield that keeps a woman's arteries so flexible, clean, and wide that deadly cholesterol simply cannot stick to them. Until a woman crosses the age of 50 or 55, this estrogen almost completely protects her from a heart attack. On the flip side, look at a man. Nature gave men testosterone to hunt, protect the tribe, and face external threats. It gives him strength, but it does not give his arteries flexibility. An even more horrifying truth is how men and women store fat in their bodies. Women store their fat primarily around their thighs and hips, which is completely safe. But a man's fat accumulates directly inside his belly, wrapped around his organs, known as visceral fat. Listen carefully. This belly fat isn't just dead meat. It is a living, breathing poison. 24/7, it releases dangerous inflammatory chemicals into your blood that burn your arteries from the inside like acid. To heal this damage, cholesterol sticks to the area and the artery gets blocked. Furthermore, women lose blood every month during their periods, flushing out excess iron that could otherwise rust the artery. arteries. Men have no natural way to flush out this excess iron. It keeps accumulating in their bodies, slowly hollowing out their arteries from the inside. The brutal truth is that nature never designed men to live comfortably until 80. They were built merely to advance the species and die fighting. So the question now is, when this time bomb detonates, what exactly happens inside the body and how can we survive it? Just imagine the exact moment someone suffers a heart attack. This isn't an overnight phenomenon. It is the final, violent explosion of a silent war that has been raging for decades. Inside your heart's artery, called the coronary artery, a wall of cholesterol and fat has been building up for years, known as plaque. This plaque is like a pimple or a boil slowly growing inside your artery. You're eating pizza, stressing out, smoking cigarettes. All these things are poisoning your blood and weakening the delicate membrane covering that plaque. And then one day, perhaps when you're extremely angry or under severe stress, your blood pressure suddenly spikes, and that boil inside the artery, the plaque, ruptures. The moment it bursts, the toxic chemicals inside it mix with your blood. Your body thinks there has been a massive wound inside the artery, and it instantly starts forming a blood clot there. Within seconds, that clot blocks the artery 100%. Now, the blood and oxygen supply to that part of the heart muscle is completely shut off. Your heart, which cannot survive a single minute without oxygen, suddenly starts suffocating. That section begins to agonize and slowly starts dying. This is the exact moment you feel a pain in your chest, as if someone has dropped a massive boulder on it. The pain shoots down your left arm. You break into a cold sweat and you start gasping for air. If you don't get immediate medical help, if that clot isn't busted, that part of the heart dies forever and the person dies. But wait, if the modern lifestyle is the cause of this devastation, the cure is also hidden within our own bodies. Medical science today is screaming at the top of its lungs that a heart attack isn't an illness that dropped from the sky. It has become a lifestyle choice. You can't just stop this plaque buildup in your arteries. You can actually reverse it, melt it away. How? For this, we must return to the biological rhythm of our ancestors. The first and most foolproof weapon is nitric oxide. This is a miraculous gas our own body produces that keeps our arteries wide and clean. But when we eat processed food, trans fats, and sugar, the production of this gas stops. Leafy green vegetables, beets, and a natural diet flood your body with nitric oxide, which works to melt away the hardened plaque inside your arteries. The second greatest weapon is walking. When you walk briskly, your heart has to pump more blood, and if an artery is even slightly blocked, your body automatically starts creating new arteries. This is called a natural bypass, and most importantly, killing the mental stress that is thickening your blood. When you piece this entire story together, you are faced with a terrifying philosophical truth. We consider ourselves highly advanced. We are going to space. We've created AI. But biologically, on a physical level, we are still those primitive humans living in caves. Our bodies were simply not built for today's fast-paced, digital, high-stress life. We are cavemen trapped in spacesuits. The next time you are sitting in a quiet room, close your eyes for a moment and feel that heart beating inside your chest. It is not just an ordinary machine. It is an invincible engine that will beat 3 billion times. An engine that survived the freezing cold of the Ice Age, weathered pandemics, and dodged history's most terrifying predators. You are the descendant of those who never gave up. But today, the fires of those ancient jungles have burned out. The saber-toothed tiger went extinct millions of years ago. There is no predator waiting for us outside anymore. Today's predator is not outside us. It sits inside us. It races through our arteries in the form of the society we built, the chairs we sit on, the food on our plates, and the endless stress running in our minds. A heart attack is not just a medical emergency. It is nature's way of reminding us that no matter how tall we build our skyscrapers, we cannot escape our biological history. The question isn't whether we will survive or not. The question is whether we will recognize this threat in time or just become another statistic in the cruel game of evolution. Now you might be wondering, if this disease is so old and our bodies possess the natural power to stop it, why are 25 and 30-year-old guys suddenly dropping dead from heart attacks while working out at the gym or dancing? This is the question that has shaken the entire medical community to its core. People say he was so fit, he had six-pack abs, he went to the gym every day. How did his heart just stop? Here, you need to learn a horrifying truth that will make you question every superficially fit person you see. A heart attack doesn't care about your biceps or your abs. The real game is being played inside your arteries, and it's called soft plaque. When you consume massive amounts of supplements and unnatural diets to build a body in a short time and pair that with a lack of sleep, you create a catastrophic catastrophic level of inflammation inside your body. On the outside, your muscles are pumping up, but on the inside, your arteries are burning. The cholesterol that builds up in your arteries comes in two forms. One is hard plaque, which is rock solid and grows slowly. This is what 60-year-olds experience. But the other is soft plaque, which is like jelly. In 25 to 30-year-old youths, this jelly-like soft plaque forms because it doesn't completely block the artery. It rarely gets detected by expensive machines or ECGs. You are running with all your might on the treadmill. Your blood pressure spikes, and suddenly that jelly-like soft plaque ruptures inside the artery. Acid floods into the blood. A clot forms instantly, and a 25-year-old guy who looks perfectly fit collapses to the floor in seconds. It's an illusion of fitness. The body has been hollowed out from the inside. Our ancestors didn't go to the gym. They engaged in natural physical labor, and their stress levels vanished the moment their prey died. But today's youth is breaking their bodies in the gym while carrying a terrifying, never-ending mental stress about their careers, money, and social media. This stress produces a hormone called cortisol, which constantly constricts the arteries. In other words, you are throwing your own heart into a pressure cooker, boiling it and hoping it never explodes. Now let's move to the most dangerous part of this story, the part that plays with your body in the dead of night, your sleep. Do you know why hospitals worldwide record the highest number of heart attacks on Monday mornings? It is no coincidence. In medical terms, it's called the Monday morning heart attack. Over the weekend, you obliterate your biological clock. You stay awake late into the night. You eat junk food. And when the alarm goes off on Monday morning, there is such a violent explosion of adrenaline in your body that it strikes your arteries like a sledgehammer. When you are sleeping, your blood pressure is low. Your heart is resting. But the moment you wake up, suddenly in a state of stress, and think about rushing to work, your blood pressure spikes violently. If there is even a tiny bit of that soft plaque in your arteries, that one shock on Monday morning is enough to tear it open. Our primitive ancestors' lives began with the sunrise and ended with the sunset. Their sleep was natural and so incredibly deep that it repaired all the daily damage inside their bodies. But today, with artificial lighting, mobile screens, and the crushing weight of work, we have completely destroyed that repair system. When you sleep for less than 6 hours, your body constantly stays in a fight-or-flight mode, as if you are still running from a ferocious beast. The blood cells responsible for clotting become incredibly sticky. This is why people who work night shifts or suffer from sleep deprivation face an exponentially higher risk of a heart attack. This is not just a disease. It is the direct and brutal consequence of our tampering with nature. You cannot fight your own body, because when the body takes revenge, it doesn't even give you a final chance to brace yourself. So, is everything over? Are we all just walking around with this ticking time bomb in our chests, simply waiting to die? No. The greatest feature of the human body is its magical ability to heal itself. We just need to return to the very rule of nature we have forgotten. Even if there is a blockage in your arteries, you can still save your life. This is called a natural bypass, or collateral circulation. When you consistently walk, run, or do anything that makes you breathe heavily, your heart is forced to create tiny new blood vessels around that blocked artery. It is exactly like finding a dirt road through a village when there is a massive traffic jam on the highway. This dirt road slowly turns into a paved street, and eventually, even if that main highway, your primary artery, gets 100% blocked, you won't suffer a heart attack because the blood has already reached the heart through that new path. Our ancestors had this very natural bypass that protected them. You don't need to lift massive weights. You just need to bring that natural movement back into your life. Along with this, you must throw the food that comes out of factory machines right off your plate. What grows straight from the earth will give your heart strength, and what comes out of a packet will slash your arteries from the inside. Ultimately, this story is not just about cholesterol or blockages. This story is about who we were and what we have become. Millions of years of evolution made us the most powerful creatures on Earth. We ruled the jungles, we conquered the seasons, but today we are trapped in the cage of a world we built ourselves. Your heart is not just a machine that pumps blood. It is the living proof of the terrifying struggles of millions of ancestors who never gave up. The next time you sit in a quiet room, place your hand on your chest and feel that heartbeat. Ask yourself one crucial question. Will you let this invincible heart just stop because of your bad habits and stress? Or will you give it the natural respect it deserves? The choice is yours, because when this heart stops, no amount of wealth in the world, no artificial intelligence, and no power can bring that final breath back.